Alright, hey, Hazemaker here, and this is a show and tell video on the Billfaro adjustable CNC aluminum side stand, alright? So I've already kind of got like an aftermarket one on there, but we're going to try this one out, alright? You can add a little bit more style to your Sauron light beam, and it's also adjustable, okay? So you can, if you've lowered or raised your bike, you can adjust it. So your bike will lean the proper amount when you want to put it on the side stand. Okay, so yeah, let's go check it out. You can get these on Amazon for $50. I'll put a link in the description below where you can get one if you're interested. All right, so let's take a closer look at this bad boy and install it. Okay, here it is. This is the box that it comes in. Like I mentioned, you can get it for $50 on Amazon. There's a sticker right here. There's like a barcode. It says Billfaro motorcycle X160, X260. All right, so it'll fit Segway X160, X260s, and Sauron light beams. Okay, and it's made in China. This part here number is CT160. I don't think there's any kind of other markings on this box. Alright, it's the same sticker that's on the other side. Okay, I've already opened it, so I kind of know what it looks like inside. Okay, so you get the kickstand, alright. So this one is the red one, alright guys. So there's a red one and a black one. There may be other colors later, but all I know is what's available is the black and the red one. Okay, and it comes with a pack of fasteners, alright. So I'd imagine the bolt, one of the bolts is to put the kickstand on the bike, all right? And then the other bolt is the peg, all right? So I found that I had trouble figuring out how this thing works, but so there's a threaded hole on this side here, and that's where the peg for the return spring goes, okay? And I believe it's this one with the rounded head on it. So we got to install that before. And then right here, you've got 4 screws, and so we'll play around with that to adjust the length of the kickstand. Right, as you can see, it's all CNC aluminum construction. It's very thick. Yeah, it's very thick, but it's probably heavier than the stock side stand, but it's lighter than it's probably lighter or about the same as a Warp 9 one. Okay, because the Warp 9 one is steel. Okay, it's got some cool designs in the center here. All right, it's got some kind of, designs over here. It's got like a kind of like a texturing to it. It almost looks like carbon fiber, sorta. And there is a magnet here, all right? So if you still have the magnet for your side stand switch, all right, this a side stand safety switch, it has one, okay, but I don't have one. Okay. This is the hole where the bolt goes through the bracket. I actually don't have the nut on mine anymore. I don't use it, alright, so that's the way I'm going to install it. Okay, so yeah, let's get this thing ready to install. Okay, so we're going to take our fasteners out of the bag first. Alright, I believe this is the one that goes through the top. Okay, and it has a non-locking bolt on it. So this one would go, oh yeah, it goes like this. Okay. While it's on the bike. I'm probably going to reuse the one that's on the bike. Alright, you can use this one or the one that's on the bike. Your choice. And then you've got this guy. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is thread this into here, right? So this is going to be your peg. Okay, and then yeah, before you put it too much in there, put the locking nut in first. Okay. Okay, so it's a, I believe it's a 13 millimeter and a 5 millimeter, right, for the peg. All right, so I'm going to put the open-ended part of the wrench in there and then tighten this. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this works because this is supposed to go in there like, oh yeah. So what we can do is just go backwards when we got it where we want it. I'm not sure how much it needs to stick out. Let me go look at the other one. Okay, I just measured the kickstand that's on the bike right now, and it's a 17 millimeters, right? So you want to shoot for around 17 millimeters, right? I guess it's not super critical how much you want it, from basically the head to like the base, all right? So that's actually pretty close right now. It's probably where I want it. Yeah. So basically to the point where you start to see the bolt sticking out of the locking nut is where you want it. Okay. So I'll probably give it a turn or two. Okay. So one. Okay, that looks good. And then you're going to want to loosen this. Okay. So when you loosen this, it tightens it on the kickstand. Okay, so now it won't come loose. Okay, just double check that. And remember, it's aluminum, so don't put too much torque on it. Okay, it's pretty strong aluminum though. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to set our length, and to do that, you're going to use a 3 millimeter Allen wrench. Okay, and loosen these bolts or set screws. I don't know, I guess we'll find out what it is when I think you have to take them out. Okay, try not to lose them because you definitely need them. Okay, so that's how you adjust it. There might be more adjustments in here because there's another set of bolts right here. Let's take that off also. I don't think we need to make it any longer, but I'll just for demonstration purposes, I want to remove this whole thing. All right, it's almost a full, it is a full aluminum construction. Very nice. It's just like a big chunk of aluminum they made this from. Very good. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this one is, for how it comes out of the box, it's on these two holes right here, okay? So I'm going to put it back there, all right? And also, as we'll do this now, okay, when you put it back, put some Loctite in it, okay? Loctite or some thread locking compound, okay, so it doesn't come loose on you while you're riding. That's my suggestion. All right, and make sure you use like a blue, like the medium one, right? Not the red one. The red one is permanent. So there's two sets of adjustments, as you can see. Okay, there's no torque spec, so I'm just gonna snug it. Alright, not super dupery tight, because like I said, it's aluminum. Okay, and then now we're gonna set our length. Okay, this one I won't put the Loctite on, but later on I will put it. Okay, just so we can set the length. So what I'm gonna do is go to my kickstand right now. Okay, so you can experiment with the length, all right, but I'm going to set this length, the same length as my, the Warp 9 one, right? So it's going to go like this, right? And so I want this to be the same length as the Warp 9 one, so somewhere around here. All right, so the very last two, all right, is where I want it. Is where the other one is at. Okay, so that's where I'm going to mount it. Okay. So that's how you can, and I don't have the stock kickstand, sorry guys. Just set it in reference to your stock one, and then if you need to make it longer or shorter, you can move it from there, is my suggestion. And then if you needed to make it extra long, then move the one that's inside here, okay? Take this one out and move it, all right? But I don't have to do that, okay? Okay, yeah. Anyway, well, let's just do it. All right, so it's the last two holes, right? So I'm gonna put some Loctite on these set screws. One thing you might want to do is turn it counterclockwise first. Okay, and then turn it clockwise. That way you know you're not cross-threading it. Okay, and for reference, if anybody's wondering how heavy this kickstand is, it's heavier than the stock one, I'll tell you that. But with the peg, it's about a pound. All right, 1 pound, 0.8 ounces. Just say it's 1 pound. Okay. Let's go install it. Okay, here we go. Let's go install this. So the first thing we got to do is uninstall the other side stand. Sorry, this is not the stock one, but the stock one is very similar to this. Okay, so you're just gonna want to. Yours might have a nut at the end. All right, I took that out. All right, there's a nut back here. All right, I lost it a long time ago, and I just don't use it anymore. All right, so you're going to loosen this bad boy. Also, there are two washers that go between this little plate here. I don't have them anymore, so let me see if I can find them. But you might need them. I'm not sure. Okay, just takes the bolt out, and there's also a there's like a kind of like spacer in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get my fingernail in there and wiggle this, and you might be able to pull it out. There you go. You wiggle it and it loosens it, and you can kind of peel it out of there. Okay, you see it's coming out? I'm just peeling it off with my fingernail. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what it looks like. All right, we're probably going to reuse that, and then I'm just gonna pull this guy until it comes off. Okay, maybe I should have taken the spring out first. Make sure you wear some safety glasses if you're doing this, alright guys? So now, we just got to get this spring out of here because it's holding it in place. So, now that it's kind of looser now, it should come out pretty easily. There we go. Okay. And just remember, when you install it, you want this longer. I think you want. Okay, so I managed to get these stock washers to fit in there, so we're going to go with that. It eliminates a lot of that flop in there, so we're going to do that. Okay, we're going to tighten this. But it's kind of loose. Yeah, it is kind of loose. The sleeve doesn't fit in there. If I could make the hole bigger. Okay, we're just going to install it this way. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but anyway. Okay, now we gotta go install the peg. To do that, make sure you got your safety glasses on. Just like that. There you go. And I have to get it out somehow. Okay, I scratched it a little bit, but hard not to scratch it. Okay, now it's kind of wanting to come off. Yeah, it's like caught on the bolt. There you go. Man, that thing is under a lot of tension, guys. Oh, and it hits the swing arm. Sort of, kind of. Almost. Yeah, it hits the swing arm when it goes up. Okay, well there you go. I'm not sure if I installed this right. I looked at another video and they used this bolt right here. Okay, so maybe this bolt goes here, and then you could put the nut on this side or the other side. It doesn't really matter, guys. Okay, so one thing I noticed is I installed the foot the wrong way. Alright, so I'm going to take this out, just flip it around. I feel like I didn't put enough Loctite. It still came out pretty easy. All I'm going to do is rotate it 180 degrees, put it back in. Okay, there you go. So one thing I'm noticing is that this part here is hitting the swing arm, alright? So if I move it up really fast, it hits the swing arm. Because there's this isn't in there, there's a lot of play in it, alright? So what I might do is modify this so it does fit in there. So I want to see if I can do that. Okay, Hazeback is going to take this back off. I'm going to modify this so this fits in there, because the stock bracket, it requires this, alright, because it's drilled for this, alright. If you don't have this, it's gonna flop around a lot, alright. And also, this is, like I mentioned, this is steel and this is aluminum. This is stronger than this, so it'll last longer. Okay. Alright, so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this step bit here, alright, and I'm going to enlarge the hole, alright, until we can get this in there. Alright, I've got it on my vise with the soft jaw so it doesn't mar up the finish, because we want that pretty red anodized color. Okay. Okay, yeah, nope, keep on going. Oh boy, okay. Still too small. I think I need to, I'm gonna go use a 2364. And so you don't want to drill it all the way, you just want to drill the first hole, alright? The second hole has the threads in it. You need the threads, alright? So be very careful. Just drill it slowly. So yeah, I'm going to put it on 1 so it drills it slow. Okay. That's the first step. Okay, nope. Gotta go to the next one. Alright, the next size is 3/8. We're gonna step it up to 3/8. Hold on, let me make sure this is the right size. Oh, not quite. I'm not gonna lie, this is point of no return here. We have to like do this now, so. Okay, next bit, 2564. Okay, here we go. That's how we want. Alright, so I had to drill it with a 2564 drill bit, alright, to get it to fit. Let me go clean up all these shavings and then we'll go ahead and install it. Okay, it's a little bit loose, but I think that's okay. Okay, back to the operating table. Alright, so what we're going to do is make sure you got your washers in there. Okay. Put the kickstand in. Make sure all the holes line up. Okay, and then we're going to put our sleeve in. There we go. Alright, and then now we're going to put our bolt in. Doesn't quite fit. I think it's binding on the washer on the back. It's okay, it'll line itself up. Okay, nice and smooth action. Okay, we're gonna go do what we did before. We're gonna go like this. Oh man, how did I do this before? It was really scary is what I'm gonna say. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think this spring, it's messing up my spring, man. Every time I do this. Oh, there we go, I got it again. I think I might need a new spring soon. It still hits the swing arm. What's up with that? Alright, well it probably won't hit your swing arm. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put a piece of tape right here, so if it does hit the swing arm, it will hit it very hard. Okay guys? Yeah, man, I don't know. Okay, but yeah, there it is. Let's go test it out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the bike on its wheels, and then we're going to use the kickstand. So here we go. Okay, when the bike is on its wheels, I don't think that's going to be an issue where the kickstand hits the that's not going to. But I guess what you could do is put a little piece of rubber or tape on it, so if it does hit it, it's not going to be bad. So. Okay, but there it is. What a meaty kickstand. That's what I say. All right. Okay, there it is. So it's the perfect height. I set it perfect for my bike. All right, it is beefy. All right, it's way beefier than the stock side stand. All right, so there's a stock one right next to it. Here's it. Compared to the stock one, boy, is it beefier. All right. So one thing I like about this stand is it has a bigger foot. Look how much bigger the foot is. All right, compared to the stock one, it's like twice as wide. All right. And so what that does is it makes it more stable on loose surfaces like sand and dirt and stuff, like when you're riding on the trails. So like one of my complaints about the Sauron Sidestand is that like when you park your bike on like dirt or something, soft dirt, it just sinks in right away. Okay, this has a wider foot, so it has like it won't sink into the sand as easily, is what I want to say. Okay, it looks awesome. All right, it matches the Billfaro ignition plate, the CNC aluminum ignition plate. They got it in black also. They have them in a different color, so check them out. Yeah, so there it is. So it's red. I had to modify it a little bit. Whether I had to modify it or not, you know, I guess you could work. You could use it without the sleeve or without the sleeve. But if you want to use it with the metal sleeve, all right, you need to open up the hole. All right, so that's what I did. But you could probably use it without it. I think it'll be fine. So I install it with the stock washers and the metals, and I drilled it out so the sleeve fits in there. All right. So it's a little tighter fit, is what I want to say. Okay. And yeah, so the adjustment works okay. Just make sure that you use a thread locking compound on this, so it doesn't back out in the future, because you don't want that to happen, or else your foot will like disappear or something while you're riding. And then it's a good idea to put grease around here, or all the moving parts. Put grease here, here, and like right here where it pivots. Okay. What I like to use is a regular automotive grease, or chain lube. All right, like some kind of chain lube, a spray-on chain lube works great for that. Okay. All right. Okay, so another note is, if you have your bike on a stand like mine is right now, and the suspension is fully rebounded, the kickstand hits the swing arm. All right, so what I did is I put a piece of Gorilla Tape on the swing arm here, and a piece of Gorilla Tape on the side stand right here. So when it hits it, it's not going to hit it too hard. Wow, man, it hits it really, really hard. So that leads me to believe when I jump this bike, the swing arm is going to hit this really hard. Is there any way to stop that? It could be because this is worn out on mine. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm not sure. Okay, but anyway, what I did to prevent it from damaging it a whole lot is to put tape there, but it looks like maybe I got to put a piece of rubber or something, a piece of carpet on there, so when it does hit it, when your bike is on the ground, it's fine. All right, when your bike is on the ground, but when your bike jumps, it's probably going to hit this. All right, and it'll hit it a little bit. All right, which is, I guess my swing arm is all beat up and stuff, but I don't want my, I don't like it hitting that like that. It hits it really hard, man. Look at that. I can feel it. There's like a dent on the tape already. So yeah, okay. So just take note of that. It might be because I have an aftermarket suspension on my bike. Oh yeah, I do have a lifting link on this. There's a Warp 9 lifting link, and there's a Von Cat rear shock on this bike. So it may move the swing arm a little bit farther than the stock one. Maybe that's why it's hitting it. All right, so don't. I don't have a stock Sauron for this to install on, so sorry guys. But yeah, so when my suspension is fully rebounded, the side stand hits it. Okay. So I'd imagine when I hit a jump, the swing arm is going to hit it too. So. Okay. All right, and there you have it. So that is the Billfaro adjustable side stand. All right, a CNC aluminum adjustable side stand. All right, it's all aluminum construction, very similar to the stock one. All right, but it's much beefier, way beefier. It has a bigger foot, so it doesn't. Your bike is more stable when you park it on the side stand. It's adjustable, so if you're running different size tires, you could change the height of the kickstand so your bike will lean the right amount. All right, you don't want your bike too upright, and you don't want it leaning too much. All right, you want it vertical, and then like maybe like 10 degrees. All right, and then I feel that's like the best. All right. I like it, very nice construction. I had to modify it a little bit so it fit with the sleeve. It's up to you if you want to modify it or not. All right, I will put the final drill bit size in the description of the video if you want to drill it out. All right, and yeah, so there it is. So, you can order these from on Amazon at the Billfaro store. I will put a link in the description. They're about $50 and they come in different colors. For right now, I think they have red and black. They might have other colors in the future, but there you go. It adds a little bit of extra style to your bike too. All right. Thanks for watching. Hey, Zwig out.